The title of today's message is The Blessing of a Closed Door. The blessing of a closed door. You know, we love open doors. We love when we pray and we say, God, open that door for me. Maybe in greater influence or for a job we want or to be chosen for something. Open the door. And yet, often when the door is shut, it's met with disappointment. It's met with, oh my. Now, I want to speak into that today, and I believe this is a great teaching word for all of us, but I believe for some of us, this is a now word for something that has happened in your life. And I believe even for those of us who maybe have been around for a little while, we're going to look back and we're going to say, man, I am so thankful that door didn't open because God had a greater thing for me. Joel Osteen shares a lot about taking over Lakewood Church from his dad in Houston, Texas, and they were wanting property, and they had at least two properties that Joel just said, this is it. Man, this is ideal. The location is great. And two properties that were sold out from underneath them really in the last moments of the deal. And then he gets to go into the Compact Center where the Houston Rockets National Basketball Association team used to play. And he had a bigger door. And he looks back, I'm so thankful that those doors didn't open. I remember my wife, Wendy, and I, this was about 1990. We've been on staff at a church in Northern California for many years and just felt like it was time to step out and become senior leaders of a church. And there was a particular church in Northern California that we kind of wanted to go to. And we tried out as it was in our denomination, went there, preached, met with the leadership team. We're both praying. And we said, man, I think this is it. And they came back with a no. It was a closed door. It was a closed door. But I'm so thankful that door closed because then we had the great experience in being in Round Mountain, Nevada for 10 years. It changed our lives to be there, to move that. We moved far away from our home and we had a new beginning. It was powerful. I met with somebody today, a spiritual son, and he was talking to me about how a while back, where he was working, where he was ministering, they could no longer pay him full time. And so he was cut to halftime. And it was definitely disappointing. It was difficult. But as he looks back on it now, he says, wow, that actually forced me to really develop who I am and the giftings. And now I'm glad that door was closed, even though at the moment it was not fun. So often doors that we want, that we think are a good door for us, often they just get shut beyond our control. I think about in Acts 16, Paul is trying to go into Bithynia, trying to go into Mysia, but the Spirit of Jesus forbid him. He could not do it. There was something, as he moved forward, he had no peace on something that seemed illogical. And the door was closed. And then he heard the Macedonian call, and he concluded he was to go there. Sometimes doors are closed that may seem on the surface very good, very logical to move forward, but the door closes in our spirit with a lack of peace. And what happens when doors close for us? Well, wherever you put me, I'm adaptable. And I will see the doors that actually are open. And so certainly the closed doors, the things that we want to see happen, the times where we want to be chosen and we're not chosen, those are great opportunities for us to deepen our soul prosperity, deepen our delighting in the Lord, which increases the likelihood of the door, the key doors opening in relationships, opportunities being chosen. And the last thing I'll say is if we fixate on doors that we want open that aren't opening, maybe favor in somebody's eyes, maybe a promotion at work, maybe something else. Sometimes we'll fixate so much on what we want to see happen that we can't see what is happening. We can't see the doors that are opening. And I just bless you today with the ability to see where you do have favor, where there are open doors, where you have been blessed, and to see how far you've come, to see what doors you've been able to walk through. And also, I bless you with reflection right now on doors that you wanted to have open that didn't, and that you can become thankful for that. Oh my. The blessing of closed doors. Somebody who's listening to this podcast or watching it on our YouTube channel, Igniting Hope YouTube, somebody who's receiving this message right now, the Lord is showing you something, and he's delivering you from the victim mindset of where you feel like because of a closed door, maybe someone else's decision about you, maybe just an opportunity you thought the Lord was going to give you, a prophetic word you've got, and the door seems closed. You're getting breakthrough right now. You're getting delivered from the victim mindset, and your eyes are being lifted up. Jesus said in John 4:35, do you not say 4 months and then the harvest? You say the door is closed until 4 months from now. But I say to you, look up and see the fields are white for harvest. Look up. There are all kinds of doors of opportunity for you. Look up and see. Walk through them. Don't bemoan what didn't happen. The great prophet Samuel in 1 Samuel 16, he was disappointed because the first king he put over Israel, Saul, was a failure. It didn't work out the way he thought it would work out. And the Lord says to him, how long are you going to mourn for Saul? How long? How long are you going to mourn and look at the door that's now closed of the one that you chose that didn't work out? He says, how long? He said, there's a new door. I want you to go to Jesse's house. I've got a new assignment. There's somebody there who's going to lead, and it's a whole new season. And that's what the Lord's doing with you. He's even healing you of mourning for doors and opportunities that didn't happen. My, oh my. Hey, thanks for listening to this podcast, The Blessing of Closed Doors. There may be somebody you want to send this to. As always, we're so thankful for just our podcast listeners. I just heard a stat the other day that really got me. I think we had in 2023, we had over 350,000 downloads of these podcasts. And man, what a blessing that is. And I just thank you so much for the encouragement that you give. And I've really wanted to stay in my lane, and I've had opportunities to bring guests on. I'm not saying I'll never do that, but it's just such a great outlet for me to share what the Lord has really done in me and is doing in me. If there's a topic that you would like to hear about, why don't you email us at info@ignitinghope.com, info@ignitinghope.com, and just say, hey, Steve, I'd love to hear you speak on this or include it in a podcast. This question, could you answer this question? Hey, our Abounding Hope and Joy Conference is coming up in Reading on May 3rd and 4th, Friday and Saturday. You can go to ignitinghopeacademy.com and find out about that. We also have our marriage, Igniting Marriages course that's happening. And if you're looking for just a deepening in your marriage and breakthrough, or just going to a new level of hope and beliefs in your marriage, that is available. And I want to plant a seed of something that we're planning on in September, the Backlund Leadership Academy. We're going to do 9 months. It's going to be the most intensive thing we've ever done. I'm going to take the concepts that I've done for years at the Bethel School of Supernatural Ministry and raising people up. Many leaders who are at Bethel have gone through my third-year program. And we're going to take those concepts and we're going to release them over people. We're looking for 48 people to be a part of that. It's going to be intensive. It's going to be probably about 5-6 hours a week commitment. We'll give you more info on that. I'll be definitely going over my 8 pillars of leadership. In there, the 8 pillars are inspiring and leading yourself, transformational beliefs, intentionality, healthy relationships, speaking life, faith-filled decision-making, the culture of gladness, and empowerment, building big people. Great leaders have great beliefs, great priorities, and great habits. And this Backlund Leadership Academy is going to cover that. And I believe this, that if somebody spends a year with me, they'll never be the same again. They'll never be the same again. So that info is coming up on that. We're looking to start that in September, unless we're providentially hindered. Yes, and I'm going to be traveling coming up. I will be in May. I will be in Atlanta, Georgia, Bethel, Atlanta. I'll be in Salem. In June, I'm going to be in San Diego and Albany, Oregon. End of July, I'll be in Iowa, and then in Australia and New York in August. You can go to our website, ignitinghope.com, find the itinerary. Hey, if you even want to sow financially into Igniting Hope and what we're doing, we've got a whole, you can just give a one-time donation, or we've got what's called Vision Partners, which is people who want to sow regularly. We've got some special things for Vision Partners. And if that's not something you feel led to do right now, that's fine. We bless you. We're so glad you're a part of what we're doing. And we are here to ignite hope, because there's no hopeless circumstances. There's just people who do not have hope. And once people get true hope, circumstances cannot stay the same. Hope is an unstoppable force. If something's going to change, somebody has hope. Hope is the belief that the future will be better than the present, and we have the power to help make it so. Increasing hope is the evidence we're renewing our mind with truth instead of lies. Decreasing hope in our lives or an area of our life is the evidence we're renewing our mind with lies instead of truth. And remember, too, the joy of the Lord is your strength. We don't need strength at the end of the battle. We need strength in the middle of the battle. For pretty much everybody listening today, today's just not a good day to walk in radical joy. I've never found a convenient time to walk in radical joy. There's always seems to be a reason why today's just not a good day. Certainly, I can have some great happenings happen in my life, and I get excited about that, but I'm talking about just a season of radical joy. There really has never been a convenient season. But I need strength now. A merry heart is good like medicine. I need Dr. God's highest prescription in my soul and body through a merry, cheerful heart. And we increase joy through thanksgiving, and we increase joy through delighting in the Lord. And the delighter, what the delighter's saying is, woohoo, Lord, I can't wait to see what you're going to do in this situation. I can't wait. I don't know how you're going to do it, but you're going to do it. I don't know who you're going to bring, but you're bringing the right people. I can't wait. This is so exciting. Hope is excited about the future. That's really, the more hope we have is the more excitement we'll have about the future. The less hope we have is the less excitement about the future. And there's no condemnation if we're not excited about the future. But if we don't know what our problem is, we have a real problem. And for most of us, the problem is not what's happening around us, it's what we're believing about what's happening around us and what we believe about ourselves and what we believe about the future. And so we're so committed to helping you. And also, one more thing, we're starting in June, 8-week Fully Convinced course. That is going to be great. Taking my book, Fully Convinced, The Art of Decision Making. And I have on the back, a bad decision made in faith has a greater likelihood of success than a good decision made in doubt. I'm not talking about sinning in faith, but doubt, double-mindedness, passivity, doing things out of duty and obligation rather than in faith is a bummer. And anytime we attach faith to who we are and what we're doing, we get energy, cheerfulness, and power. It happens. That's going to be coming up. You can find out about that. I believe I'm not sure if it's able to be purchased just yet, but starting in June, if you're looking for, that'll be about a couple hours a week, and that will be a great online experience. And then we'll have some live components with Connie Jones and me during the summer. If you're looking for something to connect with us, and that book, Fully Convinced, by the way, which is part of the course, is probably my most powerful book in the sense that it really captures so many of the teaching concepts that I bring in the other books and these podcasts. All right, God bless you. Hey, thanks so much for listening to this message today.